RC Bash Boy here. Welcome to Kyosho Wednesday. Went ahead and decided to do a one take video of this Kyosho Foxx-ve. There's two versions of this model. There's the VE, and there's, I think it's gas or nitro. I'm not sure, but there is the electric version and the gas or nitro. Like I said, I'm not sure on that other model, but it's gas powered or nitro powered vehicle. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about this vehicle. Go ahead and give you my initial thoughts. When I purchased the vehicle, I've had this vehicle for about 2 years now. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the pros and cons of the vehicle, and lastly, I'll give you my final thought. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about, and first things first, the tires. A lot of people have asked me, does this vehicle come with those tires? Yes, it does. The vehicle currently, I know that Kyosho did a new release on this vehicle, the Fox, and the tires are more on road friendly per se. The tires that you see here, they're paddles. Obviously, they're for softer surfaces like sand, any softer compound. So yeah, with that being said, if I've ever ran this on road, no, I haven't. Due to the nature of these tires. So another thing, one of the cons about this vehicle, I'm gonna say it's gonna be the nuts that hold the tire in place. When you run this out of the box, make sure those nuts are tightened. Reason being because over time, as you're running the vehicle, those nuts tend to lose. And the best thing to do is add plenty of Loctite on there. And I'm not saying a little bit. I'm saying add plenty on the thread, so the nut will stay in place. The last time I just added a little bit, and next thing you know, that nut did come loose, and the whole wheel flew off. And it's difficult to find a nut that size, especially at the RC Basher Boy arena, where it's hard to find things because obviously the nut does get buried in the sand. So but luckily I've been very lucky. Every time those nuts fall, um it's easy to find because usually next to the wheel, the nut's gonna be right there. So so that's the only cons that I have about this vehicle. The rest, everything is good. I've heard comments where the shocks are, really bad for this vehicle. Apparently, the shock caps always tend to break, or the shocks from the bottom, they always tend to break. This vehicle I did use for the Driftomaniacs backflip, sorry, backflip challenge. And this vehicle held up, that abuse. Okay, I think I did like about maybe 15 minutes of filming, and it was just doing, backflips, next one next to another. So this vehicle is a tank. It has really good capabilities. In my opinion, this vehicle, it's a great basher. And now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the size. So the size of this vehicle, I can compare it next to a Yeti XL. Okay, as far as how big it is. So if you guys ever seen a Yeti XL in person, this is how um this vehicle is, how big it is in person. There's people that do tell me that this thing looks like an Axial Wraith on pictures, yes, but the scale size, it's not the same. This is a lot bigger than a Axial Wraith, and compared to the Axial Wraith, this thing it's a totally different. It's a total different platform. So yeah, on to the electronics. I'm gonna go ahead and show you, what the electronics are all about. The only thing that I've changed is, and obviously everybody knows, everybody who follows me, I use Spectrum a lot. So this vehicle is equipped with a Spectrum receiver, and it should be on there. So yeah, this vehicle is equipped with the Orion ESC and the Orion motor. This is a 2100 kV motor. Okay, and you got your there. It is a plastic spur gear, with a chain on there. This whole chain is the one that moves the whole drivetrain. So with that being said, this vehicle is well made. See, this is where your batteries go. Just undo these clips. That's where the batteries go. And this vehicle comes equipped with Dean's batteries. Okay, so when you buy this vehicle, those are the connectors that you will get. The new the release of this vehicle, I have no idea if they're gonna come with these Dean connectors or not. But feel free to check it out. Okay, and once again, like I said, I am not disappointed, with this vehicle at all. So yeah, so there you have it. 2100 kV motor. This is Orion, also the Orion ESC. This vehicle does not run on 6S. Okay, the most it can run is 4S, which is 2S batteries, one on each side. Here's another battery tray. There's another. So yeah, the most this thing can run is 4S, and let me tell you, on 4S, that's plenty of power for this thing, to be honest. If you guys want to add more power onto there, hey, well, be my guest. You can actually put a system on there that can run 6S and make this thing run a lot faster. But with me, I'm happy with 4S, and I'll leave it at that. So I mean, I'm a happy camper. I'm really happy with this rig. Another thing, people have asked me, are you gonna set up lights? Because actually, these light buckets, they're capable of adding lights. Most likely, I won't. Reason being because this gap right here, I feel like it's too exposed, and maybe a rock would go in there or something, or maybe I can just run the wire onto the receiver box. But then again, I'm just very afraid of just cutting those wires for the lights. So most likely I won't put lights on here. And yes, I mean, there's other people that have put lights on here, and they've been happy. So yeah, so we've discussed pros and cons, initial thoughts. Now onto the I do have the owner's manual. Okay, I highly encourage all you guys that are into the hobby. Any vehicle that you buy, always keep the owner's manual. Why? Because there's information into these books that you're not familiar with. Like, for example, how to adjust the endpoints on the ESC. I did use the manual to do so. So it's forward, neutral, reverse, etc. So I did use my owner's manual, and actually every vehicle that I own actually, I do have the owner's manual. So it's very important that you guys keep all this information. I know for some people it's just unnecessary reading, but trust me, you will find some good info. You can see, like, there's all the things there that you need to do as far as setting the adjust points and stuff like that. So it's really nice to have the owner's manual. So yeah, so we talked about pros and cons. The pros is this thing out of the box, you just slap two 2S batteries on there, and this thing flies, man. It's a beast on on Sen. And I've only ran it at the RC Bash Boy Arena. I haven't gone anywhere else, but so far, man, I'm very pleased with this vehicle. This vehicle is so capable. This vehicle can do amazing things. So I highly recommend this vehicle. And I know I'm talking about Kyosho on a Kyosho Wednesday. I do encourage you to check out the Kyosho lineup. There's many rigs out there that you'll be surprised. I know this platform shares it with I think it's like a truck, some type of truck. But right now, I mean, my mind went blank. But this you can get this chassis in another platform, and it's just amazing. It does the same thing as this Fox. So there's nitro or gas. Like I said, I'm not sure which one it is. And there's the electric version of the Fox, and I don't know if it's the same thing with that other familiar platform that I'm talking about. So yeah, check out Kyosho's lineup, and you'll be surprised. There's many vehicles out there from Kyosho. They're just amazing. So, and that's just my whole vision about making Kyosho Wednesday. So far, this day has caught up, and I'm actually very pleased to see vehicles from Kyosho on this day. Adventure Time RC, I know that he went ahead and purchased I think the Kyosho Inferno, if I'm not mistaken. He bought it right out of the box. He used it. He burned the brush mortar. Right now he's running brushless, and right now I think he's the most happiest guy ever with that Kyosho vehicle. I highly encourage you, like I said, check out Kyosho, and trust me, you won't be disappointed. So to conclude, um, I know Kyosho went ahead and made a new release of the Foxx-ve. I think you get them in different colors, but I'm very happy that now, and hopefully the new tires that are coming out with the new Fox, hopefully the tires should be and could be compatible, for the older version of the Fox. And what I'm meaning with that is, hopefully I can maybe purchase those tires and putting them to this one so I can run it on any on-road surface. So, with that being said, I mean, I would be a lot happier so I can, use it on road. But so far, this thing has only seen sand. And, so far, I haven't broken a single thing. So this thing is a tank in my book. So, what else can I add to that? I haven't broken anything. The only issue is that the nuts that we're talking about. Just make sure when you run it, before you run it, make sure you add enough Loctite on there before you do so. Because if you're just gonna add like maybe a drop or two, that's not gonna work. Because that's what I did initially, and yes, next thing you know, those nuts came off. So I do highly encourage you guys, if you own one of these, make sure you put plenty of Loctite on those lug nuts. I don't know why I'm calling them lug nuts, but the nuts. um, and yeah, so if you guys are in the market for a great basher, I highly encourage you to purchase the Kyosho Foxx-ve. Also, I know Shen RC owns one of these. Maybe I know maybe he's watching. If he leaves a comment, I'm sure he also leave a positive comment, because I know he uses his from time to time. JD Paso, I know he also owns one himself. Don't know if he used it or he sold it or whatnot, but I'm sure he has good things to say about this vehicle. So with that being said, overall, I'm happy with this vehicle, and and hey, man, well, happy Kyosho Wednesday to all you guys. So other than that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, and by that, all means, RC Basher Boy here. Thanks for watching.